Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivika Swami Niti Namine Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesh Shunyavadi Pashatya Deshitari Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. So I welcome you all for this Brahma-saṁhitā discussions. This is, today we are at Shloka 60, doing the third Shloka of Pancha Shloka spoken by Mahavishnu to Lord Brahma. So I'll be sharing the screen and then we can proceed with chanting. Here we go. Yasya shreyaskaram nasti yaya nirvritim apnuyat yasadayati mameva bhaktin tam eva sadhayet. Here the Lord Vishnu speaks. These preliminary practices of devotion, sadhana bhakti, are conducive to the realization of loving devotion. Loving devotion, then, whom there is no superior well-being, who goes hand in hand with the attainment of the exclusive state, supreme bliss, and who can lead to myself. So this is the shloka glorifying, kind of, Lord is now concluding. Yes, these are the glories of Prema Bhakti, and sadhana bhakti leads to Prema Bhakti. So the glories of Prema Bhakti is established here. Bhaktim tam eva sadhayat, sadhya. Nothing more auspicious for living entity. Because living entity, jivara swarupa hoy Krishna nitya das. The living entity is eternal part and parcel of Krishna. We are meant to serve Krishna, and that yayatma suprasidati, that fully satisfies the soul. Dasa bhuto harareva nanya seva kadachana. That jiva is eternal servant of God, is meant to love God, is meant to serve God, is never meant to serve anybody else. This is amazing shloka. Srila Jiva Goswami quotes and Srila Prabhupada quotes it. Dasa bhuto harareva nanya seva kadachana. Under no circumstance jiva is meant to serve anybody else than the Lord. This is really something we have to hear. If you want to be happy, or if you want to be free from material condition, if you want to help others, if you want to benefit everyone, including yourself, then one has to engage in pure devotional service. And this is what is explained here. Purport. The jiva soul has no better well-being than loving devotion. So straightforward, clear statement, no? Why? Because of the constitution of jiva. We are meant, we are part and parcel of God. Mama evam sho jiva loka, jiva bhuta sananta. We are meant to love him and serve him. And unless this is done, there is no peace for the jiva. There is no love, there is no peace, there is no shelter, there is no end to suffering. And even if you are somehow or other managing some peace and enjoyment in material world, still this is not your constitutional position. Still it is wrong. Still it's not going to last because it's material. Okay, purport. The jiva soul has no better well-being than loving devotion. So the ultimate benefit for jiva, the ultimate goal, the only goal of all soul is Prema Bhakti. In this is realized the final beatitude of jivas. The final beatitude, the best benefits, the best position, the perfection of jiva is when it's situated in devotion service. That's what I said. The lotus feet of Krishna are attainable only by loving devotion. Now, the glories of bhakti are further elaborated here. That anyway, Krishna you can achieve only by bhakti. Bhaktya mama bhijanat. There is no other way. It's not true that karma, jnana, dhyana, and what to speak of karma kanda, that will lead to bhakti. No, the lotus feet of Krishna are attainable only by loving devotion. That will be explained later on in the next shloka. He who cultivates the preliminary devotional activities, he who cultivates preliminary devotion activities. Means sadhana bhakti is right there in the translation. Sadhana bhakti, whether Vaidhi or Raganuga, anxiously keeping in view that realized state of devotion. Anxiously keeping in view, anxious to attain prema bhakti. Lolyam, atamulyam ekalam, that one should be really intensely desiring prema bhakti. The word lolyam is used, which is regularly translated as greed. One should be greedy for bhakti. That's only greed allowed in devotional service. Anxiously keeping in view that realized state of devotion can alone attain to that objective of all endeavor. Can alone, that only person who is super eager, very much desiring that, then only he can attain the object of all endeavor, which is prema bhakti, the perfection of all endeavors, the final goal of all endeavors, lotus feet of Krishna, prema bhakti. No one else can have the same. So that tells you that it is rare. It's not that so easy. It's rare. Why it is rare? Because it's very profound. It's the perfection. It's the highest thing. It's the highest of all. And here this shloka simply, Lord concludes. First, he explains how Brahma can with jnana and bhakti come to the prema, and then yesterday we see what is important, how to practice this jnana and bhakti. No, that you have to, based on the shastra, in satsanga, develop sadachar, abhyasa, do the practices of shravanam kirtanam, chanting the name, take diksha, serve the guru, nirantaranam. That there has to be continuously unconditional like this. And then these preliminary practices of devotion, sadhana bhakti, that are conducive to realization, loving the devotion. That will lift us up to the prema bhakti. And this prema bhakti, there's nothing more beneficial than to achieve this. This is basically what is said here. And purport also is quite simple. Purport Sri Jiva Goswami quotes, he explains this, that the main objective of life, the only object, the ultimate, that is nothing more auspicious to achieve than prema bhakti. And he quotes from Srimad Bhagavatam, Srila Jiva Goswami quotes from Srimad Bhagavatam from 4th canto. He says, Tam duraradyam aradya satam api durapaya Ekānta-bhaktya ko vanche padamulam vinabahi. See, he says like this, O Bhagavan, your unalloyed devotional service is extremely difficult to attain, even for sadhus. Now, prema bhakti is really refined to the purest. You have gold and something, mixed gold with something, then you have a, 18 karat gold, 20 karat gold. But Okay, thank you very much. Okay, we are sharing the screen and sharing with you our apologies for the beautiful connection that we have today. Okay, so here, tam dura aradyam. Aradya satam api durapaya. Satam api durapaya. Even for the saints, for the pure devotees is rare, even for sadhus. Unalloyed devotion is extremely difficult to attain, even for sadhus. After worshipping your lotus feet, which are rarely attained, what kind of unfortunate person in this world could give up loving service to them and desire anything else born of ignorance, such as the happiness derived from the gross physical body, from elevation to heaven, or from liberation? This is amazing shloka. It really tells the rarity of pure bhakti and the heights of the pure bhakti, the highest position of the pure bhakti. And how bhakti is defined here? Ekānta-bhakti. Ekānta-bhakti. Now, ekānta doesn't mean becoming one with the Lord, because bhakti itself defines the word ekānta in that sense. Bhakti means devotion to whom? We are all one. Devotion to myself. There is no practice in Shastra described that you stand in front of a mirror and do your puja, that worship yourself. No, they worship Supreme Self, Paramatma. That's required. So Ekānta-bhakti. Ekānta means one-pointed, unalloyed, unflinching devotion And this Ekānta-bhakti is glorified throughout Bhagavatam. And this is the goal. And if we have to hear continuously, daily, and we keep in mind that this is our goal, then all other inconveniences will be tolerated. If I tell you, Prabhuji, please you go tomorrow to Delhi. Can you go tomorrow to Delhi? Yeah, I'll go, but there are no tickets and will not pack any prasadam, will not arrange your tickets, but tomorrow you start for Delhi. Day after tomorrow you must be there. So what you're first thinking? Of my convenience or inconvenience? Correct, there's so many inconveniences. Oh, how to get ticket? What about prasad? No prasad, just go. What about packing some clothes? No clothes, just go. Oh, it's a difficult task, correct? Because so many inconveniences. But if I tell you, day after tomorrow I give you 10 crores in the Delhi. Amazingly, how you become enthusiastic. You don't ask for prasad, you don't ask for packing your bag, you don't ask how, no problem, how, no, don't worry, I'll manage. What about ticket? Oh, don't worry, keep it, no worries, no? Why? Because the goal is such an attractive thing that all other inconveniences are completely neglected as insignificant. So this is for devotees like this. What is the goal of all chanting, all the standing on the sun, doing puja, yagya when it's hot, doing book distribution on the sun and the rain and the snow, when we are sick and we are healthy. So we are talking about Ekānta-bhakti, the pure devotion, the Brahma-bhakti. And this Brahma-bhakti, Ekānta-bhakti, this unalloyed, pure devotion is glorified throughout of Bhagavatam. And this is uniqueness of Srimad Bhagavatam compared to other literatures, where everywhere you have a little bit of carrot showing, a little bit of some other benefit you will also get. In many Vedic literatures, Karma Kanda, you find these points that if you do this, you'll get material benefit. If you do this, you'll get this. All kinds of benefits are there. But in Bhagavatam, the real message is that pure bhakti. That's really what it is, discuss. So Srila Prabhupada says like this. This purport is very interesting that Srila Jiva Goswami finishes like this. Very short commentary given, and he says, those who wish to know more about this subject can refer to Bhakti Sandarbha. He wrote a whole book about the super excellent position of Prema Bhakti and how to achieve it, so that everything is already elaborated. So those who wish to know more about this subject, please read Bhakti Sandarbha. Okay. In this purport to this shloka, 424-55, Srila Prabhupada explains, the word Satam refers to transcendentalists. There are three kinds of transcendentalists: Jnanis, Yogis, and Bhaktas. Out of these three, the Bhaktas is selected as the most suitable candidate to approach the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is emphasized herein that only one who is outside devotional service would not engage in searching for the lotus feet of the Lord. Foolish people sometimes maintain that God may be attained in any way, either by karma yoga, jnana yoga, dhyana yoga, etc. But here it is clearly stated that it is impossible to obtain the mercy of the Lord by any means but bhakti yoga. The word duraradhya is especially significant. It is very difficult to attain the lotus feet of the Lord by any method other than bhakti yoga. So this is that Ekānta-bhakti. It's difficult to attain. Now you will see in Srimad Bhagavatam that theme goes throughout Bhagavatam, that point of bringing one to the pure bhakti. This very unique book, the best of Pramanam, Amalam, Uttamam Purana, the best of all books, because it explains this Suprema Bhakti. So here, Srila Prabhupada explains on the lecture, Ekānta-bhakti means unalloyed devotion. Unalloyed, you understand, alloyed is from the industry. We know that when you mix the alloys, you mix the zinc, copper, and tin, and you may get bronze or something like that. So you're mixing different metals to get something else. But here, unalloyed, unmixed, nothing is mixed, means ahaituki apratigata, there's no any material motivation. Exclusively for the pleasure of Krishna is performed. This is called unalloyed bhakti or pure bhakti, Ekānta-bhakti. Therefore, Ekānta. Ekānta means one pointed on Krishna only. No demigod worship, no separate desires, no separate processes, no other processes than devotion to achieve anything. You know? Not that, oh, I worship little bit Ganapati for money, but it's just to maintain body and the house for maintenance. Otherwise, I'm Krishna Bhakti. I won't do. That's not called Ekānta-bhakti. When mind is only on Krishna, not even on, for Gaudiya Vaishnavas, not even other forms of Krishna, not even 400 form of Krishna. Of course, 400 form is glorious, and that's also pure bhakti. But for Gaudiya Vaishnavas particularly, we focus mind on the 200 form, Shyama Sundara. That you find in Srimad Bhagavatam. Prabhupada said, by meditating in Gita purports, Prabhupada said, meditating on worshipping any form of the Lord, one will go to Vaikuntha. And then in another purport he says that pure devotees, they do not focus mind on any other form than 200 form Govinda Shyama Sundara. So that's from Gaudiya Vaishnava perspective, That's that. Not that worshiping of Vishnu is not pure devotion, it is. But we are specifically speaking about Gaudiya Vaishnava understanding. Ekānta-bhakti means unalloyed devotion. This is the secret of devotional life. The secret of devotional life. Focus only on Krishna. We also Krishna Bhaktas, and then you have Sai Baba photo, then you have Ganapati here, then you have here Shirdi Baba photo also. Then what's the point? Where is Ekānta-bhakti? Your Krishna Bhakta means you are Ekānta-bhakti. Otherwise, Mishra Bhakti. Mishra Bhakti. Thinking that everything belongs to Krishna. Why shall I use it for my personal sense gratification? This is called Ekānta-bhakti. Now this is that everything devotee use for Krishna means his own body, mind, words, material energy, spiritual energy, everything is used. Intelligence, mind, everything is used in Krishna service. This is called Ekānta-bhakti. Ekānta, Eka, Ekam eva dvitiyam. Now Prabhupada links like this. Eka, Krishna is one. There cannot be any competition to Krishna. He quotes Ekam eva dvitiyam to show that Krishna only should be worshipped. So Ekānta, that one end, bhakti, serving that supreme, Ekānta-bhakti. This is how Prabhupada explains. Okay, so in Bhagavatam you will find in many places, we have in Bhishma's prayers, Tatapya Ekānta-bhakteshu, Bhishma is speaking. Yet despite his being equally kind to everyone, he has graciously come before me while I'm ending my life, for I am his unflinching servitor. Tatapya Ekānta-bhakteshu. Bhishma declared, I'm Ekānta-bhakta of the Lord. And therefore Lord came. Therefore Lord is pleased with me. Otherwise, why he should come to me? I'm dying and he has come. Perfection of life. Is there anything better I can achieve in life? No, that's perfection. I've seen Lord in time of it. And he came, he reciprocated. Prabhupada says in the purport, the Supreme Lord, Absolute Personality, God, Sri Krishna, although equal to everyone, is more inclined to his unflinching devotee, Ekānta-bhakta, who is completely surrendered and knows no one else as his protector and master. This is the thing, no one else, no other shelter, no astrologers, no gems, no feng shui, no, what is it? Vastu. What? Reiki, Breiki, nothing. Chanting holy name, the shelter of the holy name. That's really Ekānta-bhakti. That's what is desire. Having unflinching faith in the Supreme Lord as one's protector, friend and master is the natural condition of eternal life. So then you have those aspects of Sharanagati described here. A living entity is so made by will of the Almighty that he is most happy when placing himself in that condition of absolute dependence. Sharanagati is described basically here by Srila Prabhupada. Okay, then you go in Bhagavatam and come to Kunti's prayers. What do you find in Kunti's prayers? Ekānta-bhaktya bhagavatya dokshaje. Again, Ekānta, unalloyed bhakti is mentioned. Kunti, after overhearing Arjun's telling of the end of the Yadu dynasty and the disappearance of Lord Krishna, engaged in devotional service of the transcendental personality Godhead with full attention, Ekānta-bhakti. Now no more family rituals, no more kshatriya duties, No more, sometimes you have to go for some family function, maybe some demigod worship will be there. All right, we go there. We are devotees, but anyway, we are obliged to family. Now, no more, nothing left. No more obligations, nothing else. Ekānta-bhakti. Just she worship Krishna. No more duties, no more relations, no more anything for material body or nothing. Everything is done for Krishna's pleasure. And thus, gain release from the course of material existence. And that she came out of material entanglement. Of course, we know Kunti's exalted position. Look at the purport. As Maharaj Yudhishthira decided to prepare to go back to Godhead, so also Kunti decided. And thus she fully engaged herself in the transcendental devotional service of the Lord, which guarantees one a passport for going back to Godhead after quitting the present material body. Prabhupada uses this passport. The beginning of devotional service to the Lord is the beginning of spiritualizing the present body. You see how matter is turned into spirit. Because the Kunti Devi, Pandavas, they all left this material world in very same body. They went to the spiritual world. They did not change the body. They have spiritual body. And thus, an unalloyed devotee of the Lord loses all material contact in the present body. It's nothing to do with anymore. His body is not material anymore. He's fully engaged in Lord's service. So this is the power of pure devotion. Then, Draupadi and Subhadra, when they heard that Krishna left and their husbands also not caring for them, they also practice Ekānta-bhakti. Look at this. Vasudeva Bhagavati Hya Ekānta-matir. Ekānta-matir. One pointed absolute, Prabhupada translate, absolute concentration. Vasudeva Bhagavati. To Vasudeva, to Bhagavan. Draupadi also saw that her husbands, without caring for her, were leaving home. Because they engage in pure, no more family relationship. So they didn't even ask her, hey, what about you? What about taking care of you? Now you are flying your own flight. Prabhupada said, when you are flying airplane, you can't help other planes. So in time of that, Prabhupada said this, the Guru, mother, father, friends, relatives, nobody can help. He said, Guru was teaching you all life to prepare for time of death. Prabhupada mentioned Guru. I was like, wow, amazing, huh? But all life we are practicing, but in time of death we are on our own. When we are dying, we have to remember Ante Narayana Smriti. We have to remember Anta Kale Chamavama Smaran. We have to remember Krishna. That's why we are practicing Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Prabhupada gives the example. You are driving aeroplane, you cannot help other aeroplanes. It's not possible. So Draupadi also saw that her husbands, without caring for her, were leaving home. She knew well about Lord Vasudeva, Krishna, the personality of Godhead. Means she was devoted. She knew well who was that cousin of ours. Both she and Subhadra became absorbed in thoughts of Krishna and attained the same results as their husbands. Done. Okay. So Draupadi, Subhadra is mentioned here. What do we had? Kunti, we had Yudhishthira. Now, who is next? Suta Goswami. Look at this word. Mahatma Ekānta Parayanasya. Mahatama, the greatest of all greatest, Ekānta, exclusively Parayanasya. Parayanasya. Parayana means devotee, Parayanasya of the shelter. So here, Suta Goswami is also counted amongst the pure devotees. Suta Goswami, you are a learned and pure devotee of the Lord because personality of God is your chief objective of service. Chief objective, Ekānta-bhakti. Chief objective of service. Just so clear. Therefore, please describe to us the pastimes of Lord which are above all material conception, for we are anxious to receive such a message. Suta Goswami. Then, Prince Priyavrata. Guna Ekānta Bhajanataya. Ekānta, without deviation. Again, Prince Priyavrata, however, was continuously practicing Bhakti Yoga by constantly remembering Supreme Personality of Godhead, thus engaging all his senses in the service of the Lord. Ekānta-bhakti, Priyavrata. Who is next? The pure devotees, when description of Ananta is there, Lord Sankarshan, there is description of pure devotees worshipping him. Ekānta-bhakti yogena, how they worship Lord Sankarshan with unalloyed devotional service. Ekānta-bhakti. Again in Bhagavatam, throughout Bhagavatam. And I didn't show everyone, just this. When the unalloyed devotees and the leaders of the snakes offer their obeisance to Lord Sankarshan with great devotion, they become very joyful upon seeing their own beautiful faces reflected in his toenails. So this is amazing. Shloka. Okay. Then who is next? Oh, this is Vritrasura Lila now. Now, Lord Vishnu is speaking to Devatas. Devatas came to Vishnu and said, this big demon is coming, disturbing all creation, big demon. He's his devotee. This is how they call him. Big demon is coming, stop him, my Lord. So Lord is speaking to them. Look at this. O best of the intelligent demigods, although it is true that nothing is difficult for one to obtain when I am pleased with him, a pure devotee whose mind is exclusively fixed upon me, Ekānta-bhakti, Ekānta-bhakti, exclusively fixed on me, does not ask me for anything but the opportunity to engage in devotional service. The Lord is scolding Devatas. Why you are afraid for your life? Why you are afraid for your material opulence, for your heavenly residence? Why you are asking for material benefit? My pure devotees, though they can achieve any material benefit, they never ask anything else than opportunity to engage in devotional service. This is Srimad Bhagavatam. This is the only book, and this is the parampara that we learn this. Only through Guru Parampara you can learn about pure bhakti. Everything else is mess, everything else is mixed, everything else is unclear. Only when person comes in Guru Parampara, whatever of four sampradayas, all four sampradayas teach pure bhakti. Therefore we have Bhagavatam and Srila Prabhupada, where we can hear the real thing, the pure thing. That's what is described here. In purport, Srila Prabhupada explained, when the demigods finished offering their prayers, they anxiously waited for their enemy, Vritrasura, to be killed. This means that the demigods are not pure devotees. Look at this. This means the demigods are not pure devotees. Although without difficulty, one can get anything he desires if the Lord is pleased, the demigods aspire for material profit by pleasing the Lord. So those who serve, Prabhupada says in one place, Bhagavatam Prabhupada, he says, if devotees serve Krishna for expecting material benefits, they will take birth next life as a demigod. Hare Krishna. The Lord wanted the demigods to pray for unalloyed devotional service, but instead they prayed for an opportunity to kill their enemy. This is the difference between pure devotee and devotee on the material platform. Indirectly, the Lord regretted that the demigods did not ask for pure devotional service. Demigods did not ask. Okay, but who asked? Vritrasura asked. That's amazing in this Leela, no? So here, Ekānta-dhyam, one who are advanced in spiritual consciousness, Swakahanam, who are recognized by Supreme Personality Godhead as his own. This is those who are pure devotees. Krishna said, these are my own family. Person who fully, what is the translation? Oh, I think I skipped the translation. Okay. Prabhupada's purport is here. I think by the mistake I deleted the translation. Okay. Persons who fully surrender at the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality Godhead and always think of his lotus feet are accepted and recognized by the Lord as his own personal assistants or servants. What an exalted position. I'm servant of God. Once we met one Panditji. He's a Vedic Pandit, but not really defined, neither Vaishnava, neither Shaiva. Kind of just belonging to one shaka of the Vedas, one Trivedi. And we were discussing, and I said, we are all servants of God. We are all dasas. Oh, he didn't like to hear. No, we are not dasas. No, we are dasas. No, we are not dasas. We are not dasas. Because dasa may refer to very low position in the Varnashrama case, maybe refer to Shudras or something. So he's Brahmana. So he said, no, 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 we are not dasas. I say, yes, you are dasa. No, no, I'm not. He was so upset. So I told him, no, you are dasa. No, 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 no. He was really objecting. Then I said, dasa of Krishna. Ah, okay, okay. That I agree. That I agree. So that's the point. That's the highest position. The servant of somebody is not very prestigious position in material world. It's a servant. And it's a servant of the servant. Ooh. There are servants in the house, and you are employing their house to be servant. Oh, servant of the servant. And the servant of the servant of the servant. Oh, you are nobody. Man, you are like that cloth we are touching our feet at the entrance of the house. You are gone. Dasa, 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 anudas. No? But when it's related to Krishna, this is the most glorious. The servant of the servant, oh, this is the highest. Complete opposite in material world. That is unbelievable. No? Why? One is servant of Krishna. He is his own. He is his assistant, his servant. But if you serve that servant of Krishna, Krishna is more pleased. This is the secret. Krishna is even more pleased. Therefore, your position is higher. No? So this is very amazing that the position of the servant of the servant. The Lord never bestows upon such servants the brilliant opulences of upper, lower, and middle planetary systems of this material world. Krishna does not give to his pure devotees material benefits. When one possesses material opulences in any of these three divisions of the universe, his possessions naturally increase his enmity, anxiety, mental agitation, pride, and belligerence. So that's true. The more we have, the protect. Now you have to protect. You have to protect your material assets. And others are envious, and they want to steal from you, and they want to cheat, and they pretend falsely, and all kinds of problems. Thus, one goes through much endeavor to increase and maintain his possessions, and he suffers great unhappiness when he loses them. True? Nothing to say. Okay, so then, oh my goodness, I'm missing the shlokas. How some mess I did. So now the purport continues. Dhritarashtra never wanted material possessions, for he knew very well the nature of such possessions, and he was a demon, so-called demon. To accumulate material possessions, one must labor very hard, and when he gets them, he creates many enemies because this material is always full of rivalry. If one becomes rich, his friends or relatives are envious. For Ekānta-bhaktas, unalloyed devotees, Krishna therefore never provides material possessions. But we are using. Devotees sometimes need some material possessions for preaching, but the possessions of a preacher are not like those of a karmi. A karmi's possessions are achieved as a result of karma, but those of a devotee are arranged by Supreme Personality of Godhead just to facilitate his devotional activities. Because a devotee never uses material possessions for any purpose other than service of the Lord, the possessions of a devotee are not to be compared to those of karmi. So yes, Prabhupada got all the opulences and used everything in Krishna's service. Nothing was his, nothing was using his sense gratification. Everything was used. So then finally Dhritarashtra himself declares, Aham hare tava padaika mula dasanu daso bhavitasmi bhuya manas marate sa pater gunamste grinitava karma karotu kaya. So Dhritarashtra is said like this, Pada eka mula, whose only shelter is your lotus feet. So, aham hare, O Lord Hari, tava pada eka mula. Oh, I have translation. Oh my Lord, Supreme Personality of Godhead, may I again be able to be a servant of your eternal servants who find shelter only at your lotus feet. Now, what is Dhritarashtra praying? Tava pada eka mula, or those who take only your lotus feet, pada eka mula, dasanu dasu. I want to be a servant of them. I want to be a servant of your servants who are Ekānta-bhaktas. This is Dhritarashtra's prayer. O Lord of my life, may I again become their servant so that my mind may always think of your transcendental attributes, my words always glorifying those attributes, and my body always engage in loving service of your Lordship. So this is Dhritarashtra Leela. So this is the success of life, to become the servant of the servant. And we know it through Bhagavatam that is emphasized. How you get Prema Bhakti? By serving Prema Bhakta. This is how to get Prema Bhakti, by serving devotee. And that's glorifying Bhagavatam. Naishamatis Tava Urukramangrim. That's famous from Bhagavatam. Unless they smear upon their bodies the dust of the lotus feet of Vaishnava, completely free from material contamination. Persons very much inclined toward materialistic life cannot be attached to the lotus feet of Lord, who is glorified for his uncommon activities. Only by becoming Krishna conscious and taking shelter at the lotus feet of Lord, in this way can one be free from material contamination. How to smear upon the body the dust of the lotus feet of pure devotee. So this is why we worship Guru, why we worship pure devotee. Because he is the servant of the Lord. And he is so powerful, so pure, so potent, that just by touching his lotus feet, our bhakti will evoke. And touching his lotus feet means really obeying his instructions. That's what it really means. Srila Prabhupada explains in the purport here. Only one who has surrendered to pure devotee of Krishna and taken the dust of his lotus feet can understand Krishna. First, one must understand how to get out of clutches of Maya. The only means is to become Krishna conscious. And to become Krishna conscious very easily, one must take shelter of a realized soul, Mahatma, whose only interest is to engage in the service of the Supreme Lord. So this is the system. This is Krishna's system. Krishna's system is not that you come directly to me. Krishna's system is you approach my devotee. They will guide you. This is Krishna's way. Why not directly Krishna? Why I need a guru? I'll read Bhagavad Gita, I'll read Krishna's instructions, I will understand myself, my own endeavor, and I will chant Hare Krishna. And Krishna said, no. Tadvidi pranipatena pariprashna sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnanina sattva darshana. You approach Guru. Acharya mam vijaniyam. You worship Acharya like myself. This is my system. You worship my devotee, then you are my devotee. If you claim that you are my devotee, you are not my devotee. If you are devotee of my devotee, then I accept you as my devotee. It's Krishna's system. You cannot bypass Krishna's system. You want to come to Krishna by your own way. It's not possible. There is a system Krishna provided. And it's easy because Guru is described as Ashraya Vigraha. Ashraya Vigraha. Ashraya means shelter. Vigraha means form. This is the form of which one should take shelter. This is a Guru. This is a form of the Lord of which one should take shelter. Guru is Ashraya Vigraha. Guru is embodiment of mercy of the Lord. Because he is present, he is there to tell us, hey, don't be in Maya, wake up, chant, serve, surrender, do this, do that, engage in Krishna service. So this is the system. Okay, Srila Prabhupada explains further. Narottam Das Thakur therefore sings, Charya Vaishnava Seva Nisthara Paye Chekeba. Unless one becomes a servant of a pure devotee, one cannot be delivered from material condition of life. You have to serve the Guru. Not me and Krishna. I don't care. No satsanga, I don't Guru. Who is the Guru? I'm the Guru. Self-manifested Guru. No? In our Gaudiya Vaishnava society, following the footsteps of Rupa Goswami, our first business is to seek shelter of a bona fide spiritual master. Adau Guru Ashraya. So Nectar of Devotion describes 64 items which are conducive to bhakti. And what is the first one? Adau, first, Guru Ashraya. First you take shelter of Guru. Then we'll discuss. We remember sometimes spending time in Bengal, not long times, but some meeting Bengali people and talking to them. And all of them, they're very much this conscious from Gaudiya Vaishnavas, I guess, preaching there. As soon as you mention spiritual life, you need a Guru. This first topic to be discussed. First. Just any time, it happened to me a few times like that. Met some, Bengali people traveling in the train. They ask some question. Oh, you are from Hare Krishna, Hare Rama. Who is your Guru? We also need a Guru. We have a Guru. Some immediately, in 2 minutes, Guru topic will come. In 2 seconds of the conversation. They're so much aware. Yes, without Guru, it's amazing. Oh, I also want to serve Krishna. I'm going to see Krishna. I'm traveling to see Krishna. First thing, I'm looking for a Guru. That's the understanding. And it's true. Adau Guru Ashraya. So Prabhupada explains further. There is a common saying that one should first love dog of the beloved before one shows any loving sentiments for the beloved. Prabhupada gives example. The stage of pure devotion is attained by sincerely serving a pure devotee of the Lord. The first condition of devotional service of the Lord is therefore to be a servant of a pure devotee. And this condition is fulfilled by the statement, reciprocation of the dust of the lotus feet of a pure devotee who has also served another pure devotee. So, why we are serving pure devotee? He is also servant of his Guru, and he is also servant of his Guru, and he is servant of his Guru. And Guru Parampara leads us where? To Srimati Radharani, who is the topmost servant. This is how it goes. Once somebody asked, Prabhuji, what is better to pray for, Guru's mercy or Radharani's mercy? Guru's mercy or Radharani's mercy, it's the same mercy. It's the same mercy, just Radharani is at the beginning of chain and Guru is down, extending his hand to us fallen conditioned soul. Same mercy. But how you are going to talk to Radharani, I do not understand yet. So it's easier to do service to Guru and get mercy of Guru, which is Radharani's mercy manifested through the Guru. There is no difference. And Radharani's mercy is nothing but Krishna's mercy manifested upon all of us. So it's the same mercy, there is no difference. Getting mercy of Guru, getting mercy of Radharani is the same. But it's a little difficult to get it directly from Radharani unless you are servant of the servant of the servant of Guru. So when you serve your Guru, you are serving all parampara. All parampara is served when you serve the Guru. That's the system. And therefore is accepted. And therefore you can progress. We can progress. We can see, we can feel. Pratyaksha-vagamam dharam. We can experience that by serving Guru, we advance in spiritual life. And we can feel devastated when Guru is displeased. When Guru is displeased, you feel, and what is the use? Everything stops. Chanting stops, inspiration stops, everything becomes black, everything becomes dry, and shunyaitam jagat sarvam. Everything is gone. There's no, what's the point of anything if Guru is displeased? What's the point? No? So this is the way of pure disciplic succession or devotional parampara, Prabhupada explains. Okay, so there are many, many shlokas in Bhagavatam glorifying service to the pure devotee. Mahat sevan dvaram ahur vimuktas. It is therefore the duty of every man in every country, in every circumstance, and at all times to accept the bona fide spiritual master, question him about devotion service, and listen to him explain the process. Mahat sevan dvaram ahur vimuktas. By serving Mahat sevam, by doing service to the Mahatma, to the pure devotee, dvaram, through that door, ahur vimukta, you will get moksha, mukti. Mukti means devotion service. Moksham Vishnu Angrilabham means attaining lotus feet of Vishnu. Okay, so I mean there are so many shlokas. We could continue citing, Prahlad Maharaj describes also, and anyway, let's read a few more shlokas. This Prahlad Maharaj speaks, glorifying now Ekānta-bhakti, back to Ekānta-bhakti. Etavan eva lokasmin pumsa swartha parasmitaha Ekānta-bhaktir govinde yat sarvatra tad ikshanam. Ekānta-bhakti again is mentioned. In this material world, to render service to the lotus feet of Govinda, the cause of all causes, and to see him everywhere is the only goal of life. This much alone is the ultimate goal of human life, as explained by all revealed scriptures. Ekānta-bhakti. Etavan eva lokasmin pumsa swartha. Artha, dharma, artha, kama, moksha. Swartha is what? Ekānta-bhaktir govinda. So these are amazing shlokas here. Okay. Then King Satyavrata is glorified also as Ekānta-bhakta. Ekānta Janapriya, most beloved by the devotees. Now when you Ekānta-bhakta, you become most beloved by the devotees. Or Ekānta Janapriya is the Lord who is beloved of the devotees. Ekānta Jana Priya also is a Krishna who is object of Ekānta-bhakta. Shukadeva Goswami says, when King Satyavrata spoke in this way, Supreme Personality of Godhead, who at the end of the Yuga has assumed the form of a fish to benefit his devotee and enjoy his pastimes in the water of intention, responded as follows. So basically, the Satyavrata Maharaj is also counted as a pure devotee, Ekānta Bhakta. Who is next? King Ambarish. Ekānta-bhakti bhavena. Prito bhakta-bhirakshanam. Because of his performing unalloyed devotional service, Prita, the Lord, became so pleased with him. Ekānta-bhakti bhavena. Being very pleased by unalloyed devotion, Maharaj Ambarish, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, gave the king his disc, which is faithful to enemies and which always protects the devotees from enemies and adversaries. So we know the Leela of Durvasa Muni and King Ambarish, famous Leela. No? Why? Why Lord given chakra to protect him? Ekānta-bhakti bhavena. Okay. Then we find Muchukunda. Ekānta-bhaktānam. Understand that I incited you with benedictions just to prove that you will not be deceived. The intelligence of my unalloyed devotee is never diverted by material blessings. So Krishna speaks to Muchukunda and telling, he was afraid that he will be bewildered by Maya, so he asked Lord blessings. And Lord say, my Ekānta Bhaktas, don't worry, nothing happens to them. They will not be diverted. They will not be disturbed by Maya. So Muchukunda. Okay, then we have Yan Kamasya Kaman. Now who is there? Described in Bhagavatam, Ekānta-bhaktasya, by Krishna. Rukmini Devi. Krishna calls her, you are my Ekānta-bhakta. Whatever benediction you hope for in order to become free of material desires are ever yours. O fair and noble lady, for you are my unalloyed devotee. She offered prayers after that family quarrel, you may say, friendly jokes of Krishna. So here he calls, Ekānta-bhaktaya stava kalyani nityada. So Lord calls Rukmini Ekānta-bhakta. Okay. Then in 11th canto, Lord glorifies Ekānta-bhakti to Uddhava. Namai Ekānta-bhaktānam guna doshod bhava guna sadhunam samachitanam ude param upayasham. Upayasham. Ekānta, unalloyed, bhaktanam, of the devotees. Material piety and sin, which arise from good and evil of this world, cannot exist within my unalloyed devotees, who, being free from material hankering, maintain steadily spiritual consciousness in all circumstances. Again, you have this, ahaituki apratigata bhakti. Indeed, such devotees have achieved me, the Supreme Lord, who am beyond anything that can be conceived by material intelligence. So material piety and sin does not affect pure devotee. So these are the glories of Ekānta-bhakti. It goes on and goes on. And these are some examples. Now what happened after speaking this shloka to Brahma? These preliminary practices of devotion, sadhana bhakti, are conducive to the realization of loving devotion. It will bring us to prema bhakti, sadhana bhakti. Then whom there is no superior well-being who goes hand in hand with the attainment of the exclusive state of supreme bliss and who can lead to myself. So after declaring glories of Ekānta-bhakti, of pure bhakti, of prema bhakti, what Krishna does in next shloka, I'll read the shloka text 61. Dharman anyam parityaja mamekam bhaja vishwasam yadrishi shraddha siddhir bhavati tadrishi kurvan nirantaram karma loko yam anuvartate tenaiva karmana dhyanam yayan mam param bhaktim ichchati. Now it reminds you of something, this Dharmam anya parityaja mamekam bhaja vishwasam. Sounds like sarva dharmam parityaja mamekam. So after establishing that prema bhakti is highest goal and pure devotion is the best benefit, Lord simply demands now, sarva dharmam parityaja mamekam. Therefore, mamekam sharanam raja. Surrender to me only. Practice Ekānta-bhakti. Practice pure bhakti. And now this shloka 61 will explain to Brahma how you practice pure bhakti while performing your duties of creation, and how you don't get entangled in material contamination. So this will be explained tomorrow, if you all will to come. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. Sorry for disturbance. There was a great disturbance of the internet connections.